What's up, guys? Alex here, back at you with another episode of Let's Look At, with another new-ish, by the time this goes up, new-ish product. You can kind of see that there's a box right here, and the gun's kind of right here on the stand, so you can probably figure it out. We're looking at the MacDev Drone Dose. MacDev Drone 2. Soft case, per usual. Inside soft case, you get manual, barrel bag, a couple Allen keys, and exactly 3 O-rings, which is pretty much all you're going to need. A little rubber wristband thingy that says Virtue MacDev on it. And a bottle of lube, MacDev Militia Lube. So, not going to go through what else is, like, what's inside the case and how the foam is. I don't really care. Anyway, so right off the bat, Drone 2. I'm going to let you guys know that I am not the best source of information for MacDev anything. That would be pretty much anybody else besides me. But I do know a little bit. I did a tiny bit of research so I could provide a more objective review, I guess, with a little bit more information. Let's go ahead and get started. MacDev Drone 2. Come off. Come. Cut. There you go. MacDev Drone 2 comes with the... Oh, my phone's buzzing at me. Go away. This is the Shift 2 Light barrel. Has the, just like the Cyborg 6 had, has the big rubber sleeve on the barrel back, which I guess is kind of nifty. So you've got more to grip when you're unscrewing it or what have you, I guess. I don't know how slippery this gets, if it gets covered in like paint or oil or something like that. I'm not going to just douse this in paint and oil just to find that out. But it's got a bunch of ridges, so I'm sure it'll probably be fine, nice and grippy. And it's a cool aesthetic because you can get the accessory kits, which come with all the little rubber parts for like the clone and the Cyborg and the drone, that have all the rubber in like different colors and stuff like that. So you can have like your black barrel with like purple rubber pieces or green rubber pieces or blue rubber pieces or white or whatever. So it's another nice accessory thing, so you can personalize your gun more to your liking, which is always a good asset to guns, is personalization. So Shift 2 Light, tip to back, like Eclipse, is reverse threaded. I do not believe, don't take my word for this, I had a Clone VX and I had the original Shift kit for it. I don't think I remember it being reverse threaded. I could be wrong though. Either way, the Shift 2 Light barrel is reverse threaded. So, from tip to back, not into the gun. Just from tip to back. So the barrel back doesn't have a marking on it that I could see, so I'm going to assume it's pretty much like a 688. Most stock barrels are. Things I like about the drone. This feed neck. I like this low pro feed neck. There's something about it, it feels like it's not spring loaded, but it's like kind of like it is. It clamps down really, really well on all types of loaders. I just tried it. Granted, this thing is tailor-made to fit the Virtue Spire. Given the business cooperation and partnership, I'm not shocked. It's definitely tailor-made for a Spire. But it fits everything really, really well. Something I like about it is the whole second half of the clamp, when you're pushing it in, it gives you a very confident like reassurance that your loader's not going to go anywhere in how it feels. I don't know really how to explain it, but the other thing I like about it is that it's almost like it's spring loaded. So you can see I'm just gonna start poking it out here, and when I get about halfway, it's just going to do that, and it's like it's spring loaded. It's magic. It's cool. I don't know. I like it, but it feels really good when it clamps down on a loader. It doesn't feel like it's crunching. It doesn't feel like it's loose. Feels sturdy. Feels solid. It is the same as the die lever lock feed neck, so your lever, you do have to screw one way or the other to tighten or loosen it, the tension on it. Other than that, eye covers appear to be composite, I think. It didn't say anything about it anywhere. I don't think it really matters either way, but there you go. The trigger, I do like the trigger. It reminds me a lot of a Lux trigger, which I'm a big fan of. It's really, really sharp. There is zero side-to-side play, as far as I can tell. It's very smooth and crisp. It's got good resistance, so it's not just, you don't just pull it and it's just like floating in there. It's got a good amount of feedback and return and resistance to it. and it's a very satisfying trigger pull, I guess, like mentally, like you're pulling the trigger and like, yeah, I feel like it's good, solid trigger pull. I don't know how else to explain it. Maybe you guys know what I'm talking about. So other than that, this big rubber foregrip thingy is not a reg, it's just a grip. The regulator is in the bottom of the frame, it's right here. The adjustment is through the front. Oh, no, impulse, anybody? The adjustment is through the front, and this is literally just a metal tube that comes down that they put this rubber grip over for grip. This is one of the things I don't like about it. I don't like this rubber. It's not that it's not comfortable, it's that this rubber grip goes down over the bottom of the tube, and there's a lot of play and room in there. So whenever I grab onto this thing, the bottom of it almost like collapses and squishes in my hand, so it doesn't give me a reassuring solid grip. And because it's literally just slipped over a circular, well, one half is circular, the back half is actually flat, but it doesn't seam it, because whenever I grab onto it, I can rotate this whole thing in my hand. And if I'm going to like switch hands or something like that, I find that, one, I'm squishing the bottom of it in, so it doesn't feel sturdy and comfortable. But whenever I go to move, I feel like I'm twisting the whole rubber grip. So instead of turning the gun a specific way, first, like, I kind of start losing contact with it, and I'll twist it one way, and then I'll go back to shoot the other way or something like that. And I twist it even more, and after a while, I just kind of lose my grip on it. So I'm really not digging how they designed that. Other than that, like, if you're just holding on it in one place, and if you can get your hand kind of high up on it so you avoid the bottom, if you hold on it and don't move, it's comfy. But other than that, like, I just don't like how the design ended up. But again, that's just me. I'm sure most people aren't even going to give any cares in the world about that. But that's me. I'm trying to be picky here. So something really kind of nifty. The frame, as I have been informed, is going to be a universal component of their current generation of markers. I don't know if the Cyborg 6 qualifies under this, but I'm pretty sure the new clone, the Clone 5, will qualify under this, and obviously the Drone 2, because I have it in my hand and I'm about to show you guys. So, right off the bat, there's it's wireless assembly between the body and the frame. So all the wires are in their individual components. So when you take it off, there's no wires. There's little spring-loaded prongs on the circuit board, and there's a contact circuit board up here that they touch, kind of like that battery in your phone or something like that. So yeah, that's it. So my understanding is that this is a universal piece between their current generation of guns. So you can take this frame off and put it on your clone. I don't know why you would, but you can. I have a feeling it's just more for the ease of manufacturing of their markers, which I can totally get behind. It's not like it's ruining anybody's day. It's not affecting anybody. You should totally do it. So with that in mind, the grips have the window for the OLED. Obviously, this does not come with an OLED. You've just got your standard 2 buttons and your LED in the back, but I'm sure you could put the OLED board in here and you would be just fine. So that is my understanding. Universal piece right here. Just looking at it, look how clean and neat that looks on the inside. Kind of nice. I like it. Anyway, if we go ahead and pop this back on, I'll pull out the drivetrain here in a second. Meanwhile, talk amongst yourselves. If you're sitting alone in a room watching this video, then I apologize. I can't do anything for you. Anyway, let's go ahead and take out the bolt kit, which I assumed when I tried to do it, it was a 1/4 Allen key, because every bolt system in the world uses a 1/4 Allen key, and guess what? It totally was. So, go ahead and take out this back cap. It is literally nothing more than that. Just a back cap. I'm going to go ahead and pop out the drivetrain. Check that out. It's a giant Delrin sleeve. Isn't that kind of neat? Anyway, so you've got this huge, the whole thing is inside this Delrin sleeve, which definitely, one, saves weight. I don't think it's really going to affect like the quality, the shot quality or anything like that, or the tolerances, maybe wear, I don't know. Obviously, we're not going to find out for a little while until people really start using these things. But anyway, there's not too many parts of this. So what you can do is you can go ahead and unscrew the back half of this Delrin sleeve from the front half of this Delrin sleeve, and you can pop out the bolt. So you've got your can. I think they call it a keg, maybe because they're Australian. I'm going to call it a can because that's what everybody else in the world calls it. It's like, I think it's probably like that football, soccer thing, but I think they call soccer down there in Australia as well. I think all the Commonwealth countries call it soccer. It's just Britain and the rest of the planet that calls it football. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to call this a can. I guess I'm going to call this back piece, I'm going to call it firing can, or firing chamber, firing can. I don't know. Anyway, 2 cans. They're both Delrin. So you pop out the bolt, you've got a valve that goes into the bolt, like so, and you've got a bolt that looks like a Geo bolt and every other bolt MacDev has done for the drones and clones. And that's it. There's 2 O-rings on the bolt, there's 2 O-rings on the outside of the front can, 2 on the inside of the front can, and then just 1 on the outside of that rear can. So maintenance is definitely going to be super, super simple. Grease on valve, valve and bolt, grease on bolt in 2 places, and I'd probably put some on both surfaces of the bolt so you can get the inside O-rings. Bolt and valve back in. Touch of grease on outside O-rings. Touch of grease on outside O-ring there. Screw cans back together. And this nifty looking big Delrin sleeve thingy. Insert into gun. Screw in back cap. Maintenance done. I can certainly do a maintenance video after if you guys want me to. I can do that because it's really, really simple. Barrel on, tank on, loader on. Paintball's in hopper, go play paintball. That's basically how everybody plays paintball, I guess, is pretty much what that is. Anyway, so, yeah, other than that, standard on off. I don't know. There's not much else to tell. It's a very simple gun. There's not much really else to talk about it. I don't have a super lot of experience with the original drone and the droids and stuff like that, so I honestly can't give you a comparison between them because one, I never had one. 2, I only knew like 1 person with one, and I checked it out like once, and I'm not knowledgeable about it. I don't know enough about it to give you guys an honest, actual, like, opinionated, is it better than the last one? Is it, I don't know. Anyway, I did go and shoot it. I shot a hopper through it. It's got a tiny bit of kick, a little bit. It's definitely smoother than an Etha, smoother than an E-Tech, not as smooth as an Axe, not as smooth as a Reflex Rail. Maybe a touch less smooth than a Mini. So somewhere in between, basically, in between Etha and Axe is where the shot quality of this, I think, is. It does have like a hint of like mechanical sound in that shot quality, kind of like the Etha does, just not as strong. But overall, like, it's not... Something about the shot quality in this just kind of turns me off just a touch. I'm not sure what it is. Obviously, this is just my opinion, and I'm nitpicky because I've got a bunch of guns, like old DMs and stuff like that, and that old PM5 that's possibly the smoothest shooting gun ever created on the planet at this point. So I'm super picky. So I highly encourage you guys, don't take my word for it. Go to your store, come here, I've got one, or go to whatever other store that you are local to. Go check one out for yourself. That is what I would do. And honestly, guys, that's it. That is all. That's just basically a quick look at the MacDev Drone 2. That's really all I got for you. It's a very simple gun. Overall, I'm probably a 75% fan of it, overall. There's things I like about it, there's things I don't like about it. But, you know, for $500, I wouldn't be too terribly upset about picking one of these up for the price at $500. I think it's a pretty solid price. It's definitely competitive in that market for sure. But other than that, you know, go make your own opinion, guys. I'm just trying to give you the facts so you can go make your own opinion. Oh, one last note that I did remember I went through and saw in the manual. Low pressure only. Do not use anything with a tank output of above 600 PSI. That's what the manual says. I don't know what's going to happen if you do. I tried it because my tank output pressure is 500, and it shot fine. Low pressure only, remember that, guys. So honestly, that's it. That's all I got for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found it useful and or entertaining by any means. If you did, I'd really appreciate it if you hit that like button. It really helps out the channel a lot. And that's it for today's video, guys. I will see you guys next time.